Let's go.
Yo, what it do, party people? Hope everybody's
Yep.
enjoying their Sunday. You know what it is. It's your boy D. John Helly. I'm here with my partner.
What's up, y'all? It's Ben Gilbar. Some may know me as First B, but we here on a Sunday. Hope y'all
Yo,
doing good.
yes, yes, yes,
Third
yes. So,
episode.
oh man, third episode, which means that I believe there's only one more episode that might be happening before the
Yep.
final live drawing. So, like, yo, you better tell your peoples to tell your peoples to tell your peoples. Download the app, go get them points up, get it in, and you know what I'm saying? So, we ain't got much time, but we here doing the work, so let's get to it, y'all. You know what I mean? So,
Let's go. We got a
yes.
special guest coming, so stay tuned. We'll
Oh,
tell you more about our special guest shortly. I see he's in the waiting room, but y'all gotta
word,
wait for our man because
word.
we got a good one for you.
Yeah, and the last one, you know what I mean, I believe was, she was Dominican. I believe my homie is Cape Verdean, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So we out here representing for our folks, y'all. So you're gonna have to tune in and check out what's happening with that. But let's get this thing happening. So Ben, this past week I was at a middle school rocking out a show, and I told the kids, yo, we are all STEAM. And when they ask a question like, why does a DJ show up to my school, a music producer show up to my school and talk about STEAM careers? Like, why does it make sense? Well, as an educator, as a musician, as a DJ producer, I use science, right? The headphones that I have, noise canceling, and the big boom bap headphones, is an audio scientist behind that, right? To making sure that it sounds the best, right? When I look at technology, I'm using technology, all my software, all my tools. You know what I'm saying? When I think about engineering, there's audio engineering that's going into it, right? And someone who is a software engineer. So even the word engineer is all been there, right? And then when I look at math, yo, man, timing, numbers, bars, count, melodies, like fifths, sevens, all like, there's math going on in there. And art, we all know music is the art of the soul. You know what I mean? So when I think about what it is that I am STEAM. We are all STEAM, and that's why we do the work that we do. And if I'm STEAM, that must mean that my homie Ben is STEAM too. So Ben, how are you STEAM?
Yes, sir. So if you've been in the app, we got some app users in the house. I see you, Hector. I see you, Jack, Xavier. What's up? What's up? My Politics. If you've been in the app, a lot of the videos you've seen, I've had a lot to do with them in terms of the production, some of the editing. Big up to our partner, Ethan, who does a lot of the videos too. But with video production, the letters of STEAM, right? So science, we know science is about testing your hypothesis, right? And experimenting. So I've been making videos for over 30 years, so I've experimented with making a lot of different types of videos and be able to hone the format for a bunch of them. So I, like that phrase goes, got it down to a science. I think I got that, right? The tech, that's self-explanatory: cameras, editing, computers, microphone, a lot of tech that goes into it. Engineering, the E, sometimes you have to engineer solutions when you're filming. Sometimes you have to clip something. We just clipped the microphone today to the camera. Me and my boys, Rael and Dejan, we had to bungee it over, right? Editing, you got to engineer different types of ways to do things. Art is obvious, right? Editing, filmmaking is an art form. And then math, ratios, fractions, division, because sometimes if you're aiming for like a 3-minute video, you might need 100 clips to shoot, but you're only going to use 50 of those clips. So you got to do twice as many clips as you shoot, twice as many as you're going to use. And that's just one like rudimentary example, but all the letters, we use those in our professions: video, music, et cetera, et cetera.
So pay attention in class, because why does math have to do with any of this? What's science that clearly, man, you trying to make music, you trying to be a creative native, man, like, yo, it's STEAM. STEAM is literally everywhere. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So what's happening to us? We do not have much time, right? App highlights. I'm gonna drop this, make sure you drop your name in the user chat, name in the chat for an extra 25,000 points. You get what I'm saying? If you haven't, make sure to complete a challenge, follow us on all social media, Steam the Streets, all other kind of good stuff, right? Plug the season. The season is about to end. So we are giving you like 2 more weeks in June to the end of the school year so we can get it in. So rack up those points. Tell your friends, to tell your students, tell your family. Again, if you don't know, man, we giving away swag, we giving away gift cards, we giving away a tablet, we giving away VR headset, you know what I mean? Yo, we MacBook,
Mac,
yo,
Mac
what,
Air.
what, what?
Is it
Yo, come
serious?
on. come on, son. That's crazy. So make sure you drop your username in the chat. So that's happening. But I want to talk to you guys about, what else is happening in the app, right? So let's bring you over here for a second. If you guys do not know, shout outs and congratulations to all of us who are representing and celebrating the Pride Month. You know what I'm saying? It's really important that we do so, man, because we are all about inclusivity. You know what I'm saying? So in our app, we got some flags, you know what I'm saying? And, we even got the Pride flag down there. Oh, you see that, right? You know what I'm saying? So go check out the flags, man, so you can see that, add something in there. You
can customize your whole avatar, customize your whole background. We got accessories, swag it out.
And if your flag ain't in there, there's a little thing in our app, man, where you can hit us up, man, so we can get your flag in there. You know what I'm saying? So if you're like, yo, where's my people at? Yo, holla at us. We'll make sure your people's included. All right.
Exactly. So we want to see everyone represented. The clip I wanted to introduce, and I hope y'all are using the app, watching the content, answering questions, earning points by answering those questions. But one highlight I wanted to show y'all is my man right here, DJ Angeli, at the end of every episode, right? Our second episode in the app are called Bridge Lessons. So if you go through, each career has the first story, right? And our guest coming up, George, he's featured in the app. He's in the data analyst challenge. The second video lesson is the bridge lesson. And my man here has a rap, spoken word, rap, whatever you want to call it, motivational speech in rap form at the end of every bridge lesson episode. And we're gonna, if you haven't seen this one yet, we want to show you a little highlight to see what you might be missing. So you want to bring that clip in, my man?
Now, some say that music is what brings people together, and I 1000% believe in that statement. You know what else they say? Some say music soothes a savage beast. They say there's opportunities I'm trying to navigate so I can find my peace. Piece of the pie, piece of the bread, people they said. This could be you, so who's to say you not next? And you ain't gotta be in the front, you could be in the back. Creating melodies, sound engineering, mixing the track. Using computers and instruments, making songs that's groovy. Or you could make sounds for video games, TVs and movies. Or do it on stage for Broadway and get paid in all ways. And there's too many empty seats that need to be filled. A couple of skills, the power of will close the deal. So what you gonna do? What you gonna choose? How you gonna move? Is you gonna win or lose? And when you lose, then you win it, cause it's all about the lesson. Learn from mistakes, move forward with progression. And when you follow through, know it's possible. Anything they do in this world, this could be you.
This could be you. You could be winning our prizes. You could be learning about people's stories, man. You could see the possibility that exists in this world, man. I'm sick and tired of all people getting left behind. This could be you. Feel me?
They could win. They could win 2 prizes. They're eligible to win 2 prizes.
What? Hold on. What you just said? I don't even have the graphic up for that. But what are you talking about right now? Let's tell people what you're talking about. I don't have it up right now. But yeah, it's the one I'm missing. But 2 times.
If you get more than 500,000 points in the app, which is certainly possible, you do the 9 career challenges and the bonus gems, the hidden gems, the bonus challenge. You get over 500K. You have 2 chances to win all the prizes. So, man.
Hold on.
That's an opportunity. That's an opportunity.
Let me show us here, right? So I put in the work, right, and I get part of the 500,000 club. So 400,000 lets me win. I'm eligible to win the MacBook, right? But if I get the 500,000 plus club, I could win a MacBook and something else. That's what you told me. I got 2 chances to win.
And a tablet and a VR headset and some gift cards. I mean, there's lots of chances. We got merch. I mean.
Come on, you can walk away with. Come on, all right, yeah, word. That's what I like to hear. All right, y'all heard that, right? I just want to make repeat it back so to make sure that y'all definitely heard that there. So, that's crazy right there. So let's talk. Let's get into. We always like to try to figure out. What is the what's and what now. So let's get you to. And if you don't know, now you know. Steamers. We're about to make a remix. Shout out to Biggie Man. So last time we were talking about all the different careers and stuff like that. So we just wanted to talk a little bit about. So recently, again, I'm a teacher, so I've been exploring the world of 3D printing, right? So we got a 3D printer in our classroom, and I'm like, oh, 3D printing, this is cool. And then I'm like, oh, so what are the kind of cool things that you can do with 3D printing? So check this out, Ben, right? So the first thing I found out that you can do with 3D printing is I wanted to show you this, right? So boom. So there is this, there's this whole thing that you could like see the house is happening. Like it's going down. Like, look at that. So it's like
You could print, wait. You could 3D print a house?
yeah, look at that. It's like
3D
concrete.
printing a house.
Yeah, that's concrete that they're printing right now. So an architect builds it, you get what I'm saying? They draw out the plans and whatnot. And then that's concrete. Check this out. You know what I mean? Like printing a whole house. Look at that. Mi casa es su casa when it's 3D printed. Like what? That's crazy. That's something you can do with 3D printing. That's nuts. It's crazy.
But wait. Did you know that they're 3D printing hearts?
What? Hold on. 3D printing hearts? I don't know what you're talking about.
The size and shape of the human heart can vary from one person to the next. And for people living with heart disease, these differences can be particularly pronounced. A team of MIT engineers are hoping to help doctors tailor treatments to a patient's specific heart form and function with a new, soft, custom robotic heart. The team has developed a robotic system to control soft 3D printed replicas of a patient's heart that can be actuated to mimic the patient's blood pumping ability. The procedure involves first converting medical images of a patient's heart into a three-dimensional computer model, which the researchers can then 3D print using a soft polymer-based ink. The result is a soft, flexible shell in the exact shape of the patient's own heart.
So hold on, my heart is different than your heart, so they're printing out different ones, so then they see how my heart works. That's crazy. So, but it's even crazier. So you got houses, you got medical things. Peep this. When I saw this, I was like, this is a little crazy. But they're even printing food, my dude. Food. Check.
We've developed modular platforms that can 3D print meat, real meat. Not something that mimics sweets. So it all starts with a cell that is collected from a real animal in an ethical way, without harming the animal. Afterwards, we differentiate the cells into either muscle cells or fat cells. We load the cells into our bioink and load them into our printers. We can decide exactly what's the fat percentage and composition of the steak. After we 3D print the steak, we take it in an incubation and maturation process, meaning that the muscle fibers connect one to each other. And as this whole industry will evolve, we will see more advanced products that will replace the steak that we are used to eat in the restaurant.
Come on.
I don't know, man. We living in the future, son. I don't know if I can eat a 3D printed steak, but they making them and they ain't hurting animals doing so either, which is really cool, right?
Ethically, allegedly, right? And that joint was very thin. That was no fillet right there.
I know, man. I don't know, man. We get some, but the fact that they even doing this crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? And then they're turning it out for like, okay, so you got your food, you got this, you got that, and then what's left.
Fashion.
You know what I mean?
Printing fashion items, all kind of fashion items.
Oh, check this out over here. All right, so we got some jackets. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look at that dress right there. Okay, we see you. All right, with your nice little dress on. Okay, that's epic right there. We got some leather goods and some. Check out the silks on that. That's 3D printed knitwear is what that is. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. Or check out that mask. So they be doing big things in fashion shows and whatnot. You need to be, like, wow, look at that out. You know what I'm saying? A 3D printed skirt. That's what that said is as well. Like, all right, check this out. Oh, you want to go to a business meeting? You need yourself a fancy tie? Get yourself one. Oh, check out that jacket. I'd rock that jacket right there. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of stylish right there. Oh, all right, love the purses and whatnot. Okay, 3D printed is just like, that's crazy. So that's crazy.
And if you don't know,
now steamers. You know what I'm saying? That's really good. So,
hey, before we bring our great guest in, I just want to tell all the users right now, everyone here, man, drop your username if you haven't. But The season ends this month. You only got a couple more weeks. Get in there, get them challenges, answer questions, earn your points. The more points you earn, like we talked about, the more chance you get to win these big prizes like Mac Air, VR headset, tablets, merch. Come on. So, if you are not a youth, put out the word to other youth so they can get in this contest. But if you are a young person, man, this is an opportunity for you. And get it done, because we announced the winners at the next live, June 25th. The season is done, and then you'll be like, damn, I wish I had done something. So come up. But I'm gonna introduce our guest. He was in the waiting room. I don't see him. He popped out of the waiting room. George,
What a real
up?
deal for the field.
Yeah. So maybe while we wait on him to show back up, should we talk a little bit about some of the skills, or should we wait? Some of the
I mean, we'll see. So there's my man George. George is in the waiting room.
All right.
There's my man George. Let's do
all
it.
right.
If you guys don't know about George, he's in the app. And Ben, let him know, man. We about to meet him live in person. So if you've seen him in the app and you download the app, you be like, yo, I seen this dude. Yo, that's how people's right there. So
yeah. So let's bring him in, and we'll do the intro while he's in. So I'm gonna add him to the stream. There he is. Look at that. So I want to give you an introduction, George. So I met George in 2017. I'm sure introduced by my guy Sadafa Conde. Big up Sadafa, advisory board, big chief over here. And we did the profile video of George, and I was just really impressed by her story. And then we featured George in the app. So like Angel says, the data analyst career challenge, career module in the app. George is in there. He drops gems. He tells his story. He talks about what he does for a job. Makes it sound like definitely this is a job that many of you guys can be. But since being a data analyst, he has risen up the ranks. And now he's the senior manager data science at Pratt & Whitney. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you did.
All right. So what's up, George? Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. I really appreciate what you guys are doing here. Am I coming through fine? I just got to the hotel and I'm like frantically trying to set up here. So I hope everything comes through.
Good.
He's a traveling man, So when you're you make good money, you're in the industry, you travel around, you pop up in hotels, laptop comes open, do things like this, right?
Boom. See, and that goes to show, man, my man's dedication, and that's why
sometimes.
We put him in the app because he's dedicated. So if you're from Brockton, Massachusetts, man, stand up. This is one of your homies right here. If you're Cape Verdean, this is one of your peoples right here. And again, to Ben's point, that when we first interviewed him, my man was at one position, now head in charge, running things. You know what I'm saying? So, George, I want to know, man, like, what was one thing in your journey that you did that surprised you? So you've been on a journey for a little bit if they don't know your story, but like, what's one thing for you that when you did, you were like, oh man, I didn't think I could do that. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, I think that there are a lot of things. I mean, but if I have to pick one, it definitely has to do with leading a team. I know for those that knew me before, I had this huge stuttering problem, and then when I got to high school here, when I was 16, no English at all. So just to think that I would be in a Fortune 50 company and leading a team of data scientists and software engineers, that was just out there, right? So, and those that knew me back in Brockton, right, when I used to live there and stuff, I was always the quiet kid, right? The one in the corner somewhere, but at some point things changed. So, so that's definitely something that surprises me. And, there are a lot of other ones, but that's, if I have to pick one, that has to be the one.
Y'all heard. I want to make sure y'all heard that. My man came, didn't speak no English. He's now running a team of folks at like a Fortune 50 company. Like, George, salute to you, man.
Making a healthy salary. I know you are, George. So props to that. So that goes into my second question, right? What's the coolest thing you've been able to do or afford as a result of this career you're in?
So I've um, when I had my girlfriend, right, with you met her at the time, right? So we're married now. I think one of the coolest thing and what I would love to pass on to my kids is just being able to realize dreams, right? And a big one that I had was really to raise good kids, and a step to do that my wife and I wanted to do was really so she could stay home and raise them, and for us also to have the means to take them on vacations. And she homeschools them, and we take trips where they can go deeper into subjects and stuff. So yeah, I would, if I have to highlight one, that's definitely that's one of the coolest things.
All right, and I gotta ask though, what are you driving right now? You gotta tell all the young ones what you're driving, because they can sometimes
So
they can't see 10 years ahead, so.
yeah. So I have an interesting strategy, right? So I drive an old car, right? I don't drive a brand new car. So what my wife and I have decided is get out of debt, pay off our house, and then live a life where we can travel whenever we want to Cape Verde and back. We have plans for Cape Verde, right? But what I do whenever I need to scratch an itch, right, I can always rent a nice car, and when we go on trips, sometimes we do, you know, splurge a little bit. But we since we met last time, I moved to Alabama. I live in the countryside there. I bought a property there, so we moved to the country. It was supposed to be a 6-month thing, but since I'm there, there's no need to buy anything expensive. I don't drive much, so whenever I need to come to Connecticut here, company pays for cars, and when we go on trips, we need to rent a nice car. We can't afford it, right? So if we need to do that, we do that when we need to.
So you're working from home. Pratt and Whitney, the company you work for, is in Connecticut. So at times you travel like you're doing right now because you're doing some work this week, I'm sure, right, with the company.
Mhm.
And you just, hey, I'm gonna buy some property in the South, a little cheaper there. And I mean, that's adulting. Angel shirt, adulting the 1 star, but like, guys, it's not about the flashiness, about foundation, and that's what George is putting on you. So much
Yeah,
respect for that, brother.
I
I
appreciate
would
it. And
add
that
one
what they
thing,
say.
man. It
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna add there that for me, it's been all about freedom. Just gaining that freedom of thought, freedom to buy what you want, and I know if I go drop some money on a nice car, that would set me back for a bit. So, so that's where we are. So.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so dope. Like every successful person, I'll tell you, like the people who like millions, live below your means. My man is driving whatever he wants to drive, but if he wants to rent the Ferrari, he wants to rent, he could do that if he wants to. The fact that he could get up and leave and like let his family not worry about working because they got enough money to be able to like. And this is when you pursue a career in this business. And again, George, Cape Verde, man. So immigrant to our country, didn't know and did the work that was really important. And now he said, a word that I six freedom. Like, that's what our people were fighting for so long, is right, and having the freedom to move, to think, and do the things that we want to do. So, why do you think, George, that it's important that Black and brown folks pursue careers in the STEAM fields?
Um, I think for those that know about ChatGPT, right? So if you haven't heard of it, you definitely need to go to openai.com, and there should be somewhere there that would ask you to click on ChatGPT. That's something that's booming, right? And if you don't know of these latest things coming through, so I'm only going to speak on the artificial intelligence side of things. I know Steam has all sorts of stuff there, right? But you have to be in the forefront of things, because there are a lot of people making a lot of money in this field, and if you're not there, right, you fall behind. You tend to get the other jobs, right, and then from there you don't sell the dream to your kids, and then you kind of get into this circle, right? So for me, it's all about changing family trees and talking, getting other kids into the STEAM stuff is always exciting, because it definitely helps with because jobs are what the STEAM world, you're highly employable. Your skills are in demand, and that means more money, which then gives you freedom, which then allows you to change your community, family, and all that.
That's great. What's your favorite part or most enjoyable part of your job?
I think just building cool things, right? So at work, I do have a lot of freedom, and just we heard about ChatGPT came on board, and essentially for those that don't know, ChatGPT is essentially a place. It's a chat bot that talks to you as if it's a human, right? You can ask it to give you recipes. You can ask it to do anything for you, pretty much, right? And as soon as it came out, I was like, hey, this is a cool tech, right? And I started working on it at work right away. And this is the bleeding edge of things. And just having that ability to just catch on things and have teammates to build things with, and have people way smarter than me that I get to bump shoulders with, and just kind of help me expand my reach. And yeah, so that has to be the cool thing.
So what is the like, if you had to, I know there's a lot, but if you had to like pick one skill that's like you use most in your job, what do you think is like that skill that's most important that you're using often?
Listening. I know it's probably not the answer that you would be expecting, but I think listening takes a lot of skills, right? Just listening to someone without having an answer already in your head, when your mentor, somebody's telling you to do something, right? Don't have an answer already, right? And even at work, sometimes you get the politics stuff that creeps in. It's not just tech stuff, right? Sometimes politics creeps in, and you have to know how to listen and how to put yourself in the other person's shoes, and be able to have that communication and sell the dream, right? If you can't listen to your teammates and how are you going to sell the vision to them? How are you going to give them the why they should stick around in your team? Because when in STEAM, right, you have options, right? They can jump to Google, Facebook, and those other companies. So I have to listen to them when we do one-on-ones, when we have conversations, so that then I can craft a vision for the team that then they can kind of hop on board and help realize.
That's good. Listening, communication skills. We get back to that.
Gems.
So George, in your story, again, which is featured in the app, Data Analyst, in the Steam the Streets app, Data Analyst Challenge, what was so impressive about your story is like, okay, you came to the United States when you were 16, right? Was it 15, 16? You're in 16, high school. Yeah. You didn't know English, right? And you end up, I remember part of a little gem of the video I'm going to give is that you interviewed for, I think it was a paid internship, and the hiring manager said, well, you made it through everything you've made it through. I know I'm not even going to ask you about your technical skills, because I know you'll be able to figure out whatever it is you'll have to do, right? And so my question is, as a Cape Verdean immigrant, like, how does it feel to have, just broken stereotypes and made it to the spot you're at right now?
It feels good, right? I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely a good feeling, and I mean, it's without sounding braggy and or anything along those lines. It's just having the ability to kind of afford things, right? Because I know when I came, I stayed in my aunt's house, right? We slept in the living room, and I know a lot of Cape Verdeans go through that. And I saw my dad waking up 5 a.m. in the morning to go to work, and me and my brothers and sister, we would go to school. And I remember people just pretty much kind of, not giving you too much thought just because you don't know English, you're quiet, right? You're the quiet kid on the side, and that comment actually came when I got the full-time job at Pratt. That's when that manager gave me that chance. You know, I didn't have a lot in my resume, but he saw something that at the time I didn't see, right? And and what I tell people is just find mentors, because oftentimes us Cape Verdeans, we tend to stick around each other, and we don't go outside to find people, and that's when we fall into that, you know, that wheel, right? That routine, and that we find ourselves exactly where our parents were, and you know, but definitely get out, meet people, you know, let other people show you the ropes.
That's great. We do have one question from the audience before we let you go, if you wouldn't mind answering.
Sure.
What was your major in college, and how much of a challenge was that?
I have a lot of stories there, but I'll keep it short. I did math. It was not because I chose it. It was because I couldn't speak English. And essentially, my guidance counselor told me, "Hey, you know, you're good at math." My last class, I finished with an average 115 for the year, and he's like, "You don't know much English, right? Just do math, and then halfway, if you don't like it, just change it." So I did math. And then when I got to probability, that was one of the toughest class that I had, because I was much of a card player, and then there were a lot of problems around cards, right? And also even to this day, I don't know, you know, when you tell me the clubs and stuff, I still have to really think about it, right? So I had a lot of, you know, challenge there, but I found professors, and this is something that I found out later, that teachers and professors actually want you to succeed, right? So it's in their best interest for everybody in their class to succeed, right? And coming from that, I know in Cape Verde, the way that I was raised was always respect our elders, and that still should be what we should teach today. But it gets to a point where you don't question things, right? You don't approach people that are older than you, and teachers, they, you know, you see them as someone that you can approach. But Sadafa was a person who was always with the teachers, mingling and things like that. So that kind of helped me get that courage. And then when I approached them, I got a lot of help. That's when I got into research, and that opened so many doors for me.
Man, so good to talk to you. So good to hear all these things, all these stories.
Hitting with y'all gems, man. Y'all don't even know, man. Oh, like, again, man, it makes me proud, like, because, you know, New Bedford's heavy with Cape Verdeans, but to know, like, yo, Cape Verdeans, man, this is our people, you know what I'm saying? No matter what the barriers are, and to other families, Cape Verdeans are very much like other cultural families, you know what I'm saying? And the struggles and people who come in from other countries. And, yo, if you put the work in, you find the mentors, you know, you can live a little bit of freedom, you know what I'm saying? Like, for him to say that, I know that feels good, but I don't want to brag, but I can afford things now, you know what I mean? Like, word, yeah, you can, man, you know what I mean? And that's what's up. So, again, thank you for all your wisdom, man, and the work that you do and continues to help our cause. And again, you guys want to know, you want to hear about George's story, man, go check him out in the app, you know what I'm saying? Download the stuff. And again, all of our people in the app, if there's ever a question from one of our users about those people, Joe, we can connect you. All of our people is just part of the network of trying to help our young folks bridge this gap. So if you want to talk to George personally, we could try to make that happen for you. You get what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure George is open to that, right? Again, find a mentor. So we appreciate you, George, man. Keep doing your thing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always a pleasure to see you and build with you. So thanks so much, man.
Appreciate you, George.
Well,
Thanks for doing this, man.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity here.
Yes, sir,
All right,
Bang. Yes, sir.
See you next time, Ray. Connect with George on LinkedIn. Follow his journey. If you don't have a LinkedIn, get one so you connect with people like George, you know? All right. Now we got a couple more segments left to get with you. Like I said, we have 3 weeks to the end of the season, right? Stack those points, do your challenges, get those points, keep getting those points, because you can win all kinds of cool stuff. And not to mention learn about careers like data analysis and data scientists and video game design and music producer, what Angel was spitting about earlier, you know. What else we got on the things? We got the Avatar Challenge. You want to let them know what's up with that, Angeli?
Avatar Challenge coming to an end soon, man. So make sure you guys get with that. So the Avatar Challenge, again, we need people to maybe here it is right there. If you follow this little bit.ly right here, bit.ly.steam Avatar Challenge. We want
Also
more
on our
people.
website.
Yeah, go on our website as well. And that's ending at the end of June too. So if you know any digital artists, any people who are using Procreate, Photoshop, any form of digital art, we have the template for you. Download it there, and you have a chance to win. $50, man. You know what I'm saying? We trying to help the cause here because y'all are trying to help the cause.
Yeah.
So get with it.
And your avatar will be featured in the app. So be featured right. It could be selected with any of the avatars in the Steam the Streets app. So it's a pretty cool thing. And there's, you got a chance to win because like it's a wide open contest right now. So get in there. And then the final thing, you could share, everybody here. Thanks for, you're here. You can share the app right from the app by text, by email. We can play that short video and show y'all. Check this out. So go to the profile and share the app. Click on that invite friends. Eden Soares with the design. Boom. And then you can message it, email it, airdrop it right there. So
look at that. I got an invite for the app. All right. You know what I'm saying? Cool. All right. What's up? That easy.
And now you heard George with the skills, right? Now it's time for our motivational message. We're gonna drop some gems on y'all. So George, we asked, communication is key. So when we asked George, what's the most important skill you use all the time? He said listening, right? Active listening. That's just not making believe that you're listening, being off in la la land, but active listening. Communication skills. I know we're talking about ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, robots taking over, all those things. It doesn't matter. You're still going to need the communication skills, right? Our guest from last week, when we asked her what's the most important skill she uses, Myra Benjamin, Senior Director of Engineering, Change.org. She said writing. Like who'da thunk it, right? Emails, proposals, advocating, just communicating. Written communication is so important. Oral communication. Any success I've had in my career is because I open my mouth. I talk to people. I had, muster up the confidence. Sometimes I don't want to network. Sometimes I'm like, damn, this is kind of scary. Like I want to be inside myself. I think I'm a natural introvert, right? But I came out. You kind of got to be comfortable being uncomfortable, and you talk to people. Job interviews. Everything revolves around communication. So it's really hard. It's harder to communicate now because we got cell phones. We got all these gadgets that make us communicate less at times. It's so important. Do not just keep building those muscles, keep building those communication muscles and those skills. All right.
And how you communicate is super important. You could be the smartest person in the room. You could have every single solution. But if you don't know how to talk with somebody and you don't know how to listen to somebody, they ain't listening to you. So you could be the flyest person with everything, but communication. And not only that, but also communicating this idea of advocating for yourself. How do we know what we need? How do we know what we need in life? How do we know how to better each other if we do not know how to communicate? So making sure you're communicating clearly, making sure that you're doing so. And it's a two-way intro. And I love that. That's what George said, listening. There's that old phrase, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for twice as good as listening. Whatever that phrase is, whatever the case may be. But that is part of communicating, because if I'm not hearing you, I can't translate what your is, so that I can communicate to you my concerns or my congratulations or my desires. So, really, man, it's not in... Again, it's not only all about talking. When people think, communication, you have to talk. But again, if that's forms through social media, if that's writing, if you're a person who knows how to need to write their emotions or figure it out, like you can write as well. But when you hit me with the BRB verb, what is that? Oh, you mean be right back? Oh, my bad. Oh, now I interpret text message to be like, oh, how you doing? Fine. What do you mean fine? Do you mean so? Yeah, we can get lost in communication. So making sure that you are communicating clearly, making sure that you are utilizing forms of communication, written, verbal, auditory, like listening, and it's so important, man. And again, we don't know, and that's why we at Steam the Streets communicate this message that there is a need, there is opportunity for us. And if we don't communicate our desire, and you don't tell your teacher, hey, I might want to do that science thing after school, or hey, I really like this, or hey, principal, can we bring this to our event, or hey, mom, hey, dad, can I go to this after school program? Like, communicating is super important. And again, they say it's the key, and it is the key. You heard Ben, he's saying his networking. Me, I do what I do, man, because everyone will tell you, man, I got the gift of gab, but it's something when I was younger, I didn't. And because someone showed me an opportunity, Ben was one of those dudes, you know what I'm saying? When we was younger, he showed me an opportunity that I can communicate musically, artistically, educationally. Like, I can communicate. So communication is super key, man. And again, find your communication style and, make it work, man. But and what we communicating, there's opportunities. You got to the end of the month to get to these opportunities. Not only I'm just talking about particularly about these prizes and what we got going on with our app, but 4 million jobs going fulfilled, billions of dollars getting left on the table. I like that I saw someone, I believe, from Normandan in the chat today. You know what I'm saying? You heard what I was talking about the other day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real. So we are communicating the need and the desire because our people deserve these opportunities. We deserve to be making money that we need to make so we can have the freedom that we want. Feel me?
That's right. That's right. So mark your calendars. We're coming at you again for the final time of the season on June 25th. That's when we are announcing the winners of all these magnificent prizes. Get your work done in the next couple of weeks. If you haven't finished all the challenges, don't tell me you don't have enough time because they don't take that long, right? Get it done. Reach out to us if you need us. Steamthestreets@gmail.com. We on the website. We on the Insta. We on the LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Reach out. On that note, man, let's give them all a pound.
Tell a friend and tell a friend. And you know how we end off. How Ben and I end off everything. We like to end off with a pound to the people, man. Pound it up, man.
We got to Cursing the person in the background handling all the mechanics.
We know you back there, Cursing. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all night, man. Peace.
Peace.